Hey guys, it's Saga from TechWorks. Moto X4 is an amazing mid-range smartphone, but it is overshadowed by the likes of OnePlus 5 and 5T. So in this video, we will compare the Moto X4 with OnePlus 5T and see if the 5T is worth the extra money, or should you just go with the Moto X4 and save up some money for yourself. When you look at these phones individually, both are excellent options and provide a very good value for the money that you pay for them. Now before we get to the comparison, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. Let us start with the first point that anyone considers while looking for a new smartphone: price. Moto X4 comes at 20,999 rupees for the 3GB RAM and 32GB storage variant, and 22,999 rupees for the 4GB RAM and 64GB storage variant. And they just yesterday launched a variant with 6GB RAM and 64GB of storage for 24,999 rupees on Flipkart. OnePlus 5T comes at 32,999 rupees for the 6GB RAM and 64GB storage variant, and 37,999 rupees for 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant. If price is the main deciding factor for you, then you should go with the Moto X4. 5T will cost you 10,000 more than the Moto X4, but it also packs in more stuff, which we will take a look at a bit later in this video. For now, let us focus on the next point in this comparison: design and build. Both these phones are miles apart when it comes to their build and design. 5T is a big phone with a 6-inch display, and it can get a bit difficult to manage with one hand. Big display definitely means better experience while playing games and watching videos, but some of you might prefer a smaller device which is much more manageable in one hand. That is where Moto X4 comes in with a 5.2-inch display and a much handy form factor. If you like big phones, then 5T is the one for you. But if you prefer smaller phones and single-handed performance is what you're looking for, then you should take a look at the Moto X4. 5T with its all-metal back is much more durable than the Moto X4, which has a glass back. The aluminum frame around the Moto X4 seems pretty solid, and I like its bold and firm buttons much more than the thin buttons of the 5T. I love the alert slider on the OnePlus 5T, and I think it is something that all of the Android devices should come with. Both these phones can hold 2 nano SIM cards, but with the Moto X4, you have the option of switching one of these SIM cards with a micro SD card if you need to add more storage to your phone. Both have USB Type-C ports for charging and data transfer at the bottom. And these two are also few of the last remaining smartphones that still come with a 3.5mm audio jack. 5T has a single downward firing speaker, whereas on the Moto X4, the earpiece acts as a single front firing speaker. Both have single speakers, but the one on the 5T sounds better and louder in my opinion. Moto X4 also comes with IP68 water resistance. I don't know any other smartphone at this price range which comes with a waterproof rating. OnePlus 5T costs more, but it is still not water resistant. One of the most distinguishing factors between these smartphones is their display. 5T has a 6-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 2160 by 1080 pixels and 18:9 aspect ratio. It is also covered by Gorilla Glass 5. But more importantly, it has very small bezels all around with a screen-to-body ratio of 80%. X4 has a 5.2-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels, and it is covered by Gorilla Glass 3. It has a normal 16:9 aspect ratio and huge bezels at the top and bottom. Now since the display on the 5T takes up most of the space at the front, the fingerprint sensor has been moved to the back, whereas the fingerprint sensor on the X4 is still at the front below the display. I actually prefer the front placement of the fingerprint sensor on my smartphones. That is because my phones spend most of their time placed on a table facing up. When it comes to unlocking the phone, both these sensors are really fast and accurate. But if you had to pick a winner, the one on the 5T is a tad bit faster. On the 5T, you also have the insanely fast face unlock feature to get into your phone. Android phones have had the face unlock feature for some time, but no manufacturer has ever advertised or worked on it like OnePlus did. You can also swipe down on the fingerprint sensor of the 5T to check in on the notifications or bring down the quick settings menu. And you can even click pictures with the fingerprint sensor while in the camera app. But you can do much more with the fingerprint sensor on the Moto X4. You have the option to use the on-screen navigation buttons or use the fingerprint sensor as one navigation button and free up some space on the display. just swipe your fingers right or left on the fingerprint sensor to go back or to get to the recent apps. You can even program the sensor to do certain things on long pressing or double pressing it. Both these phones also give you various gestures to work with. On the 5T, you can draw gestures when the phone is locked. What's even better is that you can choose the task to be associated with these gestures, like double tapping to wake the display, draw O to get to the camera app, and V to turn on the flash, and so on. On the Moto X4, you have got Moto gestures. Just twist the phone twice to get to the camera app, double chop to turn the flash on and off, and so on. There is also Moto display feature, which lets you see the notifications in a battery-friendly manner when the phone is locked. Now let's check out the specs on both these phones. This is the part where 5T pulls way ahead of the Moto X4. 5T comes with top-of-the-line octa-core Snapdragon 835 processor, Adreno 540 GPU, 6 or 8 GB of RAM, and 64 or 128 GB of built-in storage. Moto X4 comes with a Snapdragon 630 processor, Adreno 508 GPU, 3 or 4 GB of RAM, and 32 or 64 GB of built-in storage. Specifications don't tell the complete story about any phone. Even with the lower specs, Moto X4 performs really well in day-to-day tasks, and there is not a lot that can slow it down. But the RAM management on the X4 is not the best that I have seen, and I think it could have been a bit better. 5T on the other hand just flies through anything that you throw at it. Multitasking and RAM management is also a breeze on it. If you don't want any compromises when it comes to speed of your smartphone, then just go with the OnePlus 5T. 5T has been running Oxygen OS built on top of Android 7.1.1 up until yesterday. It allows endless customization options, so you can tweak every detail on your phone to your liking. X4 is running almost pure Android with just a few Moto apps installed on top. OnePlus has been gloating on faster software updates and security patch rollouts. And Moto has not been too keen on pushing out software updates to their phones in the past few months. But surprisingly, Moto has already pushed out a stable Oreo update for the Moto X4, while OnePlus just pushed out the Oreo update yesterday after making us wait for it for a very long time. Rest of the things are pretty similar software-wise, since both are running pretty bare-bones version of Android. Coming to the camera on these phones, both have dual cameras, but they make use of the secondary lens in a slightly different manner. The main camera on the OnePlus 5T is a 16 megapixel sensor with f1.7 aperture and electronic stabilization, while the secondary camera has 20 megapixel sensor and again a wide f1.7 aperture. Both cameras have 27mm lenses. On the Moto X4, you have a 12 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture with a normal field of view, and the secondary camera has a 8 megapixel sensor and an ultra-wide angle lens with 120-degree field of view. You can use either of the lenses at your will while shooting images and videos on the Moto X4. This is something that you cannot do on the OnePlus 5T. Here are a few image samples from both these phones compared side by side. If you want to take a look at a lot more image and video samples, check out my dedicated camera comparison between these phones. I will leave a card to that video on the top right corner of the screen and also link it in the description section. Both can take really good images, but the 5T is slightly better. OnePlus packs in a 3300 mAh battery in the 5T, and the X4 comes with a 3000 mAh battery. Both are non-removable. 5T will last you much longer on a single charge thanks to the AMOLED display, efficient 835 processor, and its software optimizations. X4 comes with a turbocharger for fast charging, but it is nowhere close to the speed of dash charger which comes with the OnePlus 5T. Dash charging is one of my most favorite features of OnePlus smartphones. A major part of buying any smartphone is its availability and update cycle. Both these phones are available readily without any flash sales. In the past, Moto has updated their X lineup once every year. But OnePlus has been updating its flagship lineup every 6 months for the past 2 years. So when you buy the 5T, keep in mind that the OnePlus 6 will be coming out in the next few months, making your phone feel a lot older than it actually is. After looking at all the points in this comparison, OnePlus 5T clearly offers a lot more features than the Moto X4, but it also costs about 10,000 rupees extra. Moto X4 is priced lower, and at that price, it offers you over 75% of the things that the 5T does. So the final decision depends on your needs, requirements, and liking. If you want the best internals, bigger display, slightly better cameras, and don't mind spending the extra 10,000 rupees, then go with the OnePlus 5T. But if you prefer a smaller phone with a fingerprint sensor at the front, smooth day-to-day performance, and want to save a lot of money, then go with the Moto X4. I myself would go for the OnePlus 5T for its bigger display, dash charging, and slightly better set of cameras. I would have gone with the Moto X4 if it was launched with a slightly bigger display in the same form factor and 18:9 aspect ratio. Which one of these phones would you guys go with? Let me know in the comment section. If you plan to get any of these phones, I will really appreciate if you get them from the links in the description section. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.